Hi, it's Eleanor and I'm back. I know I've been away for like 3 or 4 months, but basically school got really stressful because of A-levels and everything like that, so I had to take some time out to focus on that, but everything is finished now. I'm on summer holidays, so I thought I should restart this channel again. So today I thought I'd share with you some of the books which I've got over the last few months that I've been away. So to start with, I visited Oxford recently to meet up with my friend there, and we popped into Blackwell's bookshop, and there I bought Goodnight Stories for Rebel Girls. This book is 100 stories of extraordinary women, and they are in the style of fairy tales. They all start with Once Upon a Time. And these women are from all types of profession and from all over the world. And they include astronauts, they include authors, artists, scientists, every type of job you can imagine. And they are from all time, from ancient Greece or Egypt all the way through to modern day. So this is the Williams sisters, and you can see they are beautiful illustrations of them with the story on this side. And this is such a gorgeous and beautiful book. This was set up and crowdfunded because the creators felt that there weren't enough stories about all these types of women for young girls to look up to and to aspire to be, because if you see it you can believe it, and that's really the ethos behind this book. It's such a brilliant idea and so beautiful, and I really recommend it. The next few books I got are from charity shops. So I first picked up Virginia Woolf's Orlando and also Virginia Woolf's The Voyage Out. So recently I read Mrs. Dalloway by her and absolutely fell in love with her and her as a person. And so it's kind of become my mission whenever I go into a bookshop, especially a charity shop, to look to see if they have any Virginia Woolf books and pick one up so I can get her whole collection and read all of her books. Orlando is based on her relationship with Vita Sackville-West, another author who I read recently, and it basically follows the main character Orlando, who, as they go throughout time and they change genders, and the book lasts about 3 centuries long, and I'm really excited to read it. I'm not entirely sure what The Voyage Out is really about, but it looks quite good anyway, and so I'm really intrigued to find out more about it and read it. And the last book that I got from a charity bookshop was really recently, it was just the other week, and it is The Girl Who Saved the King of Sweden by Jonas Jensen. I had recently read his other book, The 100-Year-Old Man Who Climbed Out of a Window and Disappeared, which I absolutely adored, and so I've been wanting to read this book for so long now, and so when I saw it in the charity shop for like £2, I just couldn't help myself. It's basically, as the title says, about a girl who saved the King of Sweden. He's a Swedish author and it's in translation just like his other book, but if it's as funny and as good and just so clever as his first book, then I'm really looking forward to reading it. I also got these 2 books together at the same time, and this one is Norwegian Wood by Haruki Murakami, and this is Half of a Yellow Sun by Chimamanda Ngozi Adichie. So I've been wanting to read, I've heard a lot about Murakami and I've been wanting to read him for ages, and this one seems really interesting, and so I can't wait to kind of delve in and see what it's like and see what his writing is like. I've heard a lot about Half a Yellow Sun, which is basically set in the backdrop of 1960s Nigeria during their civil war, and it's about love and loss and kind of testing their relationship because of it. I also have another book by her, Purple Hibiscus, so I think it'd be really interesting to read them both and see what her writing's like and if it lives up to the expectations. And finally, my sister very kindly ordered me some books. So the first one she ordered was Neverwhere by Neil Gaiman. I've already read this, I read this a few years ago, but I never had a copy because I took it out of the library, but I've been meaning to reread it for a while now. And it's basically this idea that there's another world, there's like an underworld in London. And my favourite thing when I was reading it was all of the different train stations, tube stations, are taken literally. So at Barons Court and Earl's Court, there's an actual court. Knightsbridge, there's a bridge which is pitch black, and you have to mind the gap because there's a creature which comes up from between the tracks to eat you, and it's just so clever, and I really wanted to read it again, so I'm really happy that I've got it. She also got me Annecy Boys, which by Neil Gaiman as well, which I've never read. I'm trying to slowly and surely build up my Neil Gaiman collection, and so this is just another adding to the pile. It's kind of similar to American Gods, I think, in the way that it brings in that Annecy, who is like the father of the main character. I think he's actually the trickster spider god, and so it's bringing in all these kind of gods and making them real, just as American Gods did. So I think because I really enjoyed American Gods, I think I'll enjoy this equally. My sister also got me some non-fiction books, both of which are classics related. So the first one is Studying Gender in Classical Antiquity, and like the title says, it's looking at gender within classical antiquity and how gender specifically shaped people's lives and how it interacted with the everyday people. I'm really interested to read this. The themes of gender and sexuality is what I'm really interested in classics, and is what I wrote my EPQ on, my extended essay. And so I think I'll really enjoy this book, as well as this book, which is basically sexuality in the classical world, which I find is such an interesting topic because it's so different to how we view it now, and it's so complicated within their society that, yeah, it's just got so many layers within it. So I'm really excited to get into this. So those are all the books which I got recently. I hope you enjoyed them, and I'm hopefully going to be posting a lot more videos now I have so much more time on my hands, and I hope you guys didn't forget about me, but I'm back and hopefully here to stay. So I'll see you soon. Goodbye.